Hello, welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about my book. My book is called Quit Calling Me Black, Give Me Back My Religion. And what I'm talking about in the book is in 1845, uh, white historians and Asian historians erased the history of what you call black people. They named us black people, so we're not called black people. They named us that. We're Hebrews. And the Jews that you know over there, the word Jew had not been in existence until the creation of the state of Israel. So that what you know is right now Israel, what they are, if you Google what they are, they say that they claim that they are the descendant of Hebrews, but they're not the descendant of Hebrews because we're Hebrews. Hair of wool, you know what I'm saying? That's us. Skin of burnt bronze, that's us. They're not the descendants of us. We still exist. When you look up what black people, what they say black people are, they'll say that you're the Moors. When you look up what Moor means black in like Greek, and they'll say that you're Negroes, or and Negro means black in Spanish. So they're just calling you different forms of black everywhere. That's what they did. They stopped calling you Hebrews and they started calling you black. And that's what the book explains. Uh, we just the way that you can differentiate who you are as a black person, because each black person is not all one black person. So you got one black people, you got 12 different groups of black people. Black people break up like Asians do. Like the Koreans and the Japanese and the Chinese, they're all Asians. Just like black people, we not really called black people, we're Hebrews. We break up like the Benjamins, the Judas, the Nephilim. The Nephilim is not aliens, it's one of our black groups of people is Nephilim. Nazarite is not a form of Christianity. It's a particular black person, black. Like the way that you think about black people is just that we all one people and we just been split up in different groups, but we're actually 12 different people. So they took 12 different people and put them all together. The equivalent of this is if you were to take all the Asian people and stop letting them call themselves the Philippines, stop letting them call themselves Thailand, and just call them Asian. You know what I'm saying? And you address them as Asian people or yellow people. That's what you do to our people. And it's people like black people that like perpetuate being black. Like they go to college, they go to black colleges. You know what I'm saying? It's all derogative. Anything that says black is derogative. It's a name. It's a named species, and that's what the book explains. And as for the religion part, um, they took the religion and split it up, and they gave a portion to these people, they gave a portion to these people, and they just did different type of advertisements with it to make it basically they made it to where they're arguing with each other. Like they're using the book, they split up a portion of it, gave it to the Arabs, then they used another portion of it to create Christianity. Christianity is not something that's part of the book. And if you read the Quran, it says beware of the Arabs, but it's deemed the Arab religion. And the people don't follow anything about the Prophet Muhammad, they follow the Arabs within the religion. So I explain that in the book. um, that's what I'm basically trying to get a point across. I'm trying to get you to understand how you think about black people and how it's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you understand that white people is European, Canadian, uh, Irish, German, Spanish. You know what I'm saying? These is white people, but you give them their individual, you know what I'm saying, monikers. Oh yeah, he's white. He's from Ireland, so he's like a different type of white. Like instead of if you were to just lump them all together and call them all white people. And another thing that they're only white people when they're in America. So if they leave America, they go back to their individuality of their whiteness. You know what I'm saying? Like people that from Wales are different than the other types of white people that are not from Wales. You understand? Or you know, they know where they're supposed to go when they leave. But wherever they go, whatever they are, when they come into America, they're just white. You understand? Like they they fit to the ideology that these people no longer exist in individual aspects. They're all one particular person. Like all the people that are coming into the country, the Mexicans, the Vietnamese, the not Vietnamese, Venezuelans. You know what I'm saying? You the Puerto Ricans, you all view yourself to be different people, but in America, it's all brown nation. You understand? Like you're gonna follow into a concord. Like you gotta go in your community of your own people to understand that that's a community of your own people. But when you look at black people, all of them is just lumped together. Like the psychological aspect of the people, we don't split ourselves up like y'all split yourselves up, and we're actually split up into 12 different parts. Like it's black people called the Nazarite that's supposed to never cut their hair. You know what I'm saying? They not supposed to drink grapes like wine. They not supposed to eat like grape seed oil and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole bunch of things that our people supposed to be living. The Bible is not something that belongs to white people the way that they have it, like they're Catholics and all of that shit. Nah, that belongs to our people, and that's my culture. So when you be like, we have no culture, our culture is the religion that you perpetuate to be yours, and you're not doing it correctly. You're not even living the culture correctly. You're living the culture blasphemy, in the era of blasphemous, and everything that you do is against my culture, but you hold my culture like you own my culture, and that's my culture. So where it says that I'm not supposed to raise my children in the particular way to where the government is raising my children like you want, like your religion or whatever you talk, basically Christianity, Islam, it's it's all counterproductive. When you start to read it again, like how am I supposed to be wearing of the Arabs if the Arabs is the ones that's perpetuating and teaching this particular language? They teaching you the language that they don't speak. When you do research on the Quran, you understand how that it was difficult for the darker Muslims, and how they don't tell you what Muhammad is, because Muhammad was not an Arab. So if he's not an Arab and he ain't a white person, and you got people with wool hair that you don't no longer want to identify as these people since 1845, you know what I'm saying? It's just a big cover up. They took our culture, they disrespecting our culture, and then they perpetuating it to be something that it's not be. So uh, I suggest you get the book so that you can understand, you know what I'm saying, and wrap your mind around how you actually talk. Like I don't really like to say black people, but I know if I don't say black people, it's like you people that identify yourself as black won't understand that you being called black is a dog name, like a pet name. You know what I mean? Uh, you not black. You've been named black. These people came together and said, for now on, we're gonna call these people black. If anybody asks anybody what their name was, you tell them that they black, and that's how you live in your life. So get the book, correct yourself, find out what you is. The way that I think that black people should be identifying themselves is through your the way your eyebrows, your eyes, your nose, and your facial features. Like we mixed up, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have a particular facial feature that may be identifying with a particular type, like the shapes of your heads, um, the shoulders, like the way your body and your shoulders naturally sit. Like this is how you identify the tribes of your people. It's 12 different types. You know what I'm saying? That's how we should be identifying ourselves versus like it's a YouTuber. He got like he got like a hair afro. You know what I'm saying? And beard channel. You know what I'm saying? The way that his hair grow, we got like a connection to the same people. I see black people's hair that hair don't grow like mine. We a different type of black person. You know what I'm saying? We a different type of Hebrew. We Hebrews, but we a different type of Hebrews, and we can identify ourselves just by looking at each other. Because if you line up enough of the people that look like me, you'll start to get to understanding. You line up a whole bunch of people like Travis Hunter. He a different type. He a different type of Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Because of, you know what I'm saying, the way his eyebrows, he got like some extra type of bone in his forehead, you know what I'm saying, that like, you know what I'm saying, make his, you know what I'm saying. And I seen that on different type women in Africa, like the way his nose sit, you know what I'm saying, his nose is completely different than mine, you know what I'm saying, like and it's not because of family, you know what I'm saying, it's because of tribe. Just like you can take Travis Hunter and you can look at a tribe in Africa and be like, you know what, and you could do the same thing with me. Like when I go down to Honduras, you know what I'm saying, wherever we came from off of Africa before we came over there, I'm one of them, you know what I'm saying, like, so, or I got a part of them in me. I got other features from other different people, you know what I'm saying? But and here's another big thing. Uh White people and Asian people are black people. And it says it in the Bible. Their existence stems from Sodom and Gomorrah. So after Sodom and Gomorrah, the daughters had sex with their father one night after another. One daughter had white people, the other daughter had Asian people. And that's how they descended, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they called us black. Because with that particular truth, knowing how they existed, and we had particular rules in how to do business with them. So how we do business is not how the rules, how our culture taught us how to do business with these people. And it always, that's why we having such a negative effect of doing business with you. You know what I'm saying? With you white people and Asian people. It's not that you hate us, it's that we not supposed to do business with you. And the fact that we're given our intelligence and our expertise by our reason, our ability to reason, is very powerful for what you do. So you take our understanding, the best ability that you can, and you discard us. That's why we're not supposed to be doing business with you. And through knowledge, you know what I'm saying, increases the ability to just, it's not for us to go throughout and attack you, it's to not do business with you, not marry our daughters on to your sons. That's a responsibility in our culture. So when we start to live by our culture, when we start to understand who we are, and we start to understand what they're doing to us consecutively, it's not that they stop and we're like, okay, we stop. No, no, no. They're doing this as long as they continue to call you a black person, African American. I also explain that in the book. America The word America derives from Amerigo, which is an Italian, because Christopher Columbus named America after the Italian that told him that America exists, or that he believed that it was land over there. So that's what Chris. So you're calling black people an American is calling them an Italian. And Africa, the word Africa comes from a Greek called Africanitis, or some shit like this, Africanus or something. General Africanus went through Africa and conquered it with black people. He conquered a strong group of black people, took their warriors and conquered the other set, and named the whole continent Africa. So the people that live within Africa is named after a Roman or a Greek. So when you say that I'm a black person in America is an African American, you're saying he's an Italian Greek, which is you know what I'm saying? You're naming these. You're if you're not naming me black, you're naming me after white people. So I mean, black people have to stop calling themselves black, and stop calling themselves African Americans, because those are the names of white people. You can't go to Rome, you can't go to any Greek country and claim any type of land like you Greek, because you're not Greek. So the fact that you name African, it lets you know that you name like a dog. The fact that you black power, yeah, that's you name like a dog. It's a dog title. They said that you're no longer allowed to be what you are, and they erase your history. And you condoning that shit every time you call yourself black. So stop doing that shit. Find out what the fuck you actually are by reading your culture, which is the Bible and the Quran. The Quran and the Bible goes together. They're not separate things. And it's books inside the Bible that need to be completely 100% discarded. Like the Old Testament, the books can talk about Jesus, Revelations, the books of Moses. Those are the ones you need to keep. But that other shit that tell you to do other things, you need to discard that shit and understand that that's the advertisement that they put in there, so they can always do the opposite. If you say anything about the Bible, hey, the Bible say you need to do this, they'll say the Bible also says you can do this and this, that, and the other. That part that they say all of that, this, that, and the other, is the part that's added in that you need to discard. That is not part of your culture. And you need to have the ear of discernment, so that you can, you know what I'm saying, figure it out. The whole Quran is true. So you good with that. And you need to do some research on that. Like with Islam, what they do with Islam is Islam inside of America is completely different than Islam outside of America. So Islam inside of America is invalid. You can go to any masjid. If it's a masjid and it's registered with the state, this is how you find out if it's registered with the state. You have to ask the masjid for zakat. When you ask for zakat, if they give you an application, your prayers are invalid. Your prayers are valid only if you miss the congregation that's led by the imam. You have to miss that whole prayer. He has to perform the prayer so that it'll go in. Then you have to miss that prayer and make the prayer like when it's in yourself personally. That one to be accepted. because they're com- they're committing they're committing a crime against zakat. So when you start to do your research within religion, you'll understand that you can't come into an assembly like the congregation of a false prophet, and you're supposed to understand the difference between you being in the presence of a false prophet and not. So that's what these books is basically explaining, how you how they're using our culture, saying that it always been with them, but it's not true. You know what I'm saying? Their culture is witchcraft. Witchcraft been in existence before our culture. Our culture had to be broken from witchcraft. Now witchcraft has been mixed in with the culture. Like the Arabs in Islam, they believe that they don't practice witchcraft, but then they got like moons and crescent stars, which is part of the witchcraft that they practice. Each different race practice a different form of witchcraft. So the cross, the white people have the cross. This another form of witchcraft, because what it is two sticks crossed together. The white people use their witchcraft with trees, elements of the earth. You starting to see what I'm saying? So every black people have witchcraft too. We had the cross with the circle. You know what I'm saying? So the Ankh. You know what I'm saying? People be like, man, that's not witchcraft. Right. It's all a defense. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is everybody had witchcraft. It ain't like black people didn't have witchcraft. We got witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? This came to clear us from the witchcraft, to save us from the practitioners of the witchcraft. So in order for you to be protected by it, you have to be knowledgeable of it and changing your life to live like it. The more that you do your life to live like you're supposed to, the more protection you get, the more the magic don't work. It's the most amazing thing to have this type of protection. But you gotta know what you are. Like, as long as you stay stupid, you gonna be stupid. I'm not calling you stupid, but if you know what I'm saying, continue to call yourself black, you continue to go into these assemblies without these, and think that your prayers is valid when they not validating. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be smarter. Like, share, subscribe. The book is on Amazon. My name is Darnell Lamont Futch. It's called Quit Calling Me Black and Give Me Back My Religion. Thanks.